Welcome to my Samurai Champloo anniversary piano tutorial series. Starting May 27th, I'm uploading a tutorial for a tune from the soundtrack every Friday until I'm done uploading everything I've got. For week 6, we have a song that I only ever heard for the first time when I rewatched the series in 2020. I'm talking about Who's Theme by MINMI and Nujabes. We only get to hear this song once, when it replaces Shiki no Uta as the ending theme for episode 12. And just like Shiki no Uta, Who's Theme also gives me chills and makes me feel sad and nostalgic, yet a little hopeful. Those choir vocals just flow like water and are wistful and soothing, while the wind instrument, which I think is an oboe, is sharp and clear, yet softly envelops my ears like a warm wind. That's mostly what I picture when I hear this song. Warm winds and clear skies. First, I'll play through the arrangement so you can get a feel for it. This song is in A major. Aside from the drums, there are 3 main parts to the instrumental: the choir, the oboe, and the piano. Translating all of these lines over to the piano was kind of challenging, but I'd like to think I did a decent job at it. The right hand plays the choir line and the oboe line. The left hand plays the bass notes and the piano line. The right hand also plays MINMI's vocals when she comes in, and makes those the top priority, discarding the oboe and the choir, because MINMI's vocal melody is the highlight during the verse and the chorus. Let's go over the right hand first. Once again, this is the choir line. And here is the oboe line. Now let's combine them. I simplified the rhythms that the choir hits to make it easier for us to play both with one hand, and even then it's still kind of challenging. There is a lot going on, so I'll play it again super slowly. Also, take a look at the sheet music in the description. That'll help you out a ton when trying to figure out what I'm playing. You may notice this extra F sharp hanging out here that wasn't in any of the parts that I mentioned earlier. This one here. What's that doing there? Well, that's from the piano part. The piano part plays an F sharp here. That one there. But the left hand also needs to jump down here to take care of the bass note, the E. So I had the right hand play the F sharp instead. Otherwise, the left hand would have to do this. And no one wants to do that. Let's go over the left hand. Pretty straightforward. It's just handling the bass notes and the piano line from the original song. This song has two chord progressions. The first one, that the intro and the chorus and the second halves of the verses and the outro all use, goes like this. B minor 7 to E9 to C sharp minor 7 to C major 13. There's a different progression for the first halves of the verses, though. It becomes B minor 9 E13 to F diminished 7 to A major 7 to B flat diminished 7. If you watched my tutorial for Shiki no Uta, you might have an idea what's going on here. We're doing a 2-5-1, B minor 7, E7, A major 7, 2-5-1. It's just that the chords have some extensions and alterations, so they look and sound a little different. This B minor 7 was turned into a B minor 9. This E7 got turned into an E13. And the A major 7, you're used to seeing that. No change there. You might be wondering what this F diminished 7 is doing here, right after the E13 and before the A major 7. This. But I have a simple explanation, and this is where that knowledge from my previous tutorial for Shiki no Uta comes in. It's not too late to go watch it. Anyway, let's play an E13. This is the chord that comes before the F diminished 7. This E13. E13 at its core is an E7 with a bunch of extensions. So we can get rid of these and bring it back down to the basics, the fundamentals. This is what it is at its core. An E7. What if I wanted to add a flat 9? Here's the 9, here it is flattened. So we have this, E7 flat 9. Let's take what we have up here and invert it. Move it up here, invert it again, invert it again. Does this look familiar? That's an F diminished 7. It turns out that an F diminished 7 is the exact same thing as the upper structure of the E7 flat 9. Just inverted a little bit. In fact, the F diminished 7 shares all of its chord tones, every single member of the chord, with this E7 flat 9. So now we know that they're related. We know that they share many chord tones. So what's the deal? The fact that they're related, the fact that they share all these chord tones, gives us a hint as to what its function is. Its job is to spice things up, while also serving the function of a tension chord that resolves to a resolution chord. It precedes this A major 7, it leads into it. It's just like this E7, or this E7 flat 9, or this E13. It's just like that. It is a tension chord that resolves to this resolution, this A major 7. It's just something different, though. It's there to spice things up. It's a change of pace. It's there to offer something fresh, something different than your typical 5-1. You might also be wondering what the deal is with this B flat diminished 7 at the end that leads back into B minor 9 when we repeat the progression. But now that I already told you about the F diminished 7 that appeared earlier, you probably have some kind of idea what the purpose of this B flat diminished 7 is. Let's apply the same thought process as we did to the F diminished 7. So, what comes after this? It's a B minor 9. We know that stuff loves to resolve via 5-1. We saw that earlier. So, what is the 5 that would lead into this 1? It is this is the 5/7, this F sharp 7. Let's say we wanted to add a flat 9 to this. There's our 9, there it is flattened. And what do you know? That should look familiar. That right there is B flat diminished 7. Just like with the F diminished 7 before, this B flat diminished 7 appears here to function as a tension chord, much like an F sharp 7 flat 9 would, to lead us back to B minor 9. After 2 cycles of that progression, we return to the progression we used before, the B minor 7 to E9 to C sharp minor 7 to whatever the hell that was, C major 13, I think? Yeah. We do that to wrap up the verse, and then it's back to the chorus, which uses the same progression as that. And then a short instrumental break, and then verse 2, which is a little different melodically than verse 1, but not too different. And then back to the chorus, and then an outro, which is simple. And then the song is done. Woohoo! That wasn't so hard. Alright, that's that. This might have been the most challenging arrangement of all of these Samurai Champloo soundtrack arrangements I've done. Fitting the choir and oboe melodies into the right hand, and simplifying them while not simplifying them too much, took quite a bit of time. But I did it. Next week is the final week. I've had a lot of fun making these videos, but they've also been a lot of work, so I'm glad to be almost finished. For our final tune next week, we have a deep cut, a huge favorite among serious fans of the show. I'll give you 2 big hints as to what it is. Its first and only appearance in the show is in the last episode, and it's not by Nujabes. See you next week for our final tutorial in this series.